Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and the stream kind of took a curveball how I was planning. I had two decks ready to queue for standard today, some brews, and Wizards came in with no regard for human life. They did it. They finally banned Wilderness Wreck, Growth Spiral, Tef, and Cat all in standard. No Cat Oven anymore you need to worry about. No Reclamation, Burn You, Expansion Explosion. We can play counter spells. We can play instants. We can have fun again in standard. So these are all banned. These will go in effect hopefully in the next little bit. We're going to be queuing up a deck that I had. Probably put another deck aside because it has Teferi in it. There is the announcement on Pioneer. I'm not big on the format just because it's a non-arena format, but looks like they basically banned Inverter combo, Kethis combo, Ballista Heliod combo, and Breach combo. So they might be able to play this thing called Midrange again. Historic, big news as well. Wilderness Wreck. So Temur Wreck is gone. And Teferi is also suspended. So suspended is not officially banned, but they're there. And if you play Brawl, Tef is they just erased Tef from most of the events, or most of the formats. So we are going to be playing some new standard brews so far. We might be running into some old decks right now, but we're just going to test it out right now and see how it goes. And once the update happens, then we'll queue into some stuff there. So the first deck I have up is a red-white prison control deck. Basically leveraging, and I built this with the intention of playing against Wreck and like Cat Oven and stuff, but we'll see how it goes. We might not need the Leylines. Leyline is basically, if you have it in your opening hand, it's free to play. You have hexproof, can't be targeted spells or abilities. So you gotta get that down. You have Karn with a Wishboard package for some artifacts. And then you basically have Revitalize for card draw, life gain, Birth as ramp and kind of blockers. You have Dragonfire, Bonecrusher as removal. You have Sweepers and 1 Deafening Clarion, 3 Shatters main. Then you have Solemn as ramp, card draw, and a blocker. Baneslayer is one of the ways we can close out the game. Conquers Death as removal in reanimation. Then we have 5 mana Chandra as a way to kind of give us card advantage late game, as well as just ping damage. Big Chandra, same idea. Ugin, 6 as removal, card advantage, and then Big Ugin to sweep up the board if we need to. Land base wise, you got some castles, bunch of duels, a blast zone, and a beacon. Sideboard wise, so with Karn we can tutor a Crypt, a Cage, a Tome, 2 Spyglasses if we need it, and then God-Pharaoh statue and Stonecoil Serpent. The rest of the sideboard, we got Devout Decrees, red and black things. Rune Halo was in here for expansion explosion, or like a couple like direct burn spells, or like say you play against only an Uro deck. So kind of go from there, and then Warboss and some Clarions and Heliod's intervention. So let's queue it up. Hey Quantum, they finally did it, yes indeed. And hey Tritonic, thanks for stopping by. And thanks We Own the Sky 21 for the follow. So standard, traditional, standard play. I don't want to go into ranked yet. You're more likely to find meta decks. I just want to kind of test out these decks right now. Again, for those of you who just stopped by, bans are in Growth Spiral, Reclamation, Teferi, and Cauldron Familiar, all banned in standard. Should go into effect shortly, based on Twitter. That is what we are seeing. Sorry. Schedule, we'll be performing schedule maintenance August 3rd at 8:30 PT, which is 11:30. So we can probably play a game or so, and then we might have to cut it, and then we'll come back. You mostly play Brawl? What do you play in Brawl? This sounds fine. We have Leyline up front. So Teferi 3 was banned. Time Raveler was banned in Brawl as well. I think we have a reader. They can't beat Leyline. Planeswalker or Ravager? Probably, if they can't beat that, we'll bring in these. because they're probably a Rec player. Probably trim a Clarion, trim a Birth, say go, see what they are on. Dragon God. I was playing Kroxa. I have built in Brawl. I have Mono Blue Teferi. Give me a sec, I'll pull up the exact ban list. Sorry. Here we go. Nope, that's state of the game. This hand's fine. Just want lands, I think, at this point. So it's probably most likely a Rec deck based on the opponent scooping because they couldn't explosion us. So we are trying to hit a Leyline here. Is Paradox Engine still legal in Brawl? I like just playing Kroxa. It's one of my favorite. Like, I love Kroxa as a Titan in the set. And then usually it's just because like you have to play kind of Rakdos control for Brawl. Get a mountain here. So if they drop a Rec, yeah, Screw to Kill. It's a Boros control prison style deck. So playing Leylines in the main, you have Karn to go fetch a couple key artifacts, and then kind of Planeswalker you control. Rune Halo could also like name Explosion. I think here we just, because we have the Shatter. If we minus, they could just make a Shark anyway, so let's start getting a clock on them. We have another Chandra anyways. Opponent's only gone Fable Passage, Shark Typhoon. Yeah, I think one of the big cards that we got, usually with these boards, the Revitalize helps these decks a lot. Just as a way to draw cards for 2 mana, but also gain 3 life. And then Ugin's a good way to kind of just catch up. So they hit us for 5 here. I'm going to Shatter the Sky. So we'll attack in. We'll Shatter here. I also have a Scorching Dragonfire if needed. We get a card draw off Solemn. Solemn's another way for us to go from 4 to 6, which helps a lot. This might be a counter on their end. Okay, so they have Negate. For this deck, it's still a little too early to see. So usually I'll do closer to the end of the season, I'll look at some kind of rotation-proof decks. Generally, in small sets, you want to look at mechanics. So something, for example, like Adventure, kind of a self-contained mechanic. So one that might be looked at is Mutate. I'm actually going to be brewing I'm just going to take the chance to kill this now. I'm going to look at the Simic Mutate deck right now. It had a hard time dealing with a lot of the ramp-style strategies, and you might see less Aether Gust right now. So we'll brew up something like that. I had an Esper deck built. It was Rune Halo Command the Dreadhorde deck where you mill your opponent with Rune Halo, you name Command the Dreadhorde so you don't take any damage, and then you reanimate their whole graveyard. So I had that built for today, but they banned Tef, so Tef's kind of in there to protect against counter spells. Okay, that's fine. Opponent's using a lot of resources here to hit Chandra. And I think we just play another Chandra and uptick. Just don't give them a chance to actually get out from under this. It's pretty good if we took down Timarek. Yeah, with the cards that they're banning, we can actually probably brew in Standard again. Like, we've been doing it a lot in Historic recently, but, sick, took down Timarek there. So, like, this is the red-white deck we're playing right now, with the Leylines main. We might still play this, depending what happens, but basically just cut these Teferis for, probably just play Narsets or something. So it's kind of got the Tutelage, Peer into the Abyss combo, as well as Rune Halo, Command the Dreadhorde kind of combo as well. So we'll give that one a shot perhaps as well, but let's play some more red-white control. Once the bans go into effect, we'll take it to the ladder. Alright, so Adventure might be also like pretty gross as well. If you just started Shoot to Kill, so if you take a... Sorry, let me just see with this hand. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. So if you check on my Aether Hub, I haven't done as many recently, but I do post budget lists from time to time. Hey Meister, thanks for stopping by. Thought it was easier to chat in Twitch chat. So you can take a look here, Shroot. We'll probably look to do some budget decks in the next little bit, but even the Simic Mutate might not be too expensive. I gotta put it together to see. Of course, they have Oven here. Here, I think we might be able to catch them with the cat down. Yeah, Leyline's really good. If this is Rakdos sack. So if they bring back the cat, we can stomp it. Okay. So generally, well, we don't really need to worry about this as much anymore. But with the cat, when you're playing against a deck with potentially removal, you don't want to bring back the cat without the Oven on. Yeah. So now we get to clip this. We also have the Blast Zone. Oh, they have another cat anyways. And another Oven. Honestly think this turn is just us popping this Blast Zone. I kind of highlighted it a little at the beginning. The effect's supposed to go in. They're doing an update at 11:30, so like in 5 minutes. So we'll see what's kind of there. I'm playing this right now. That's all budget proof, or sorry, all rotation ban proof. Oh, they got the Oven back. Nice. Here. I think we gotta go Solemn just to get this Conqueror's Death back. Or to get the Luris out of the way. and then try to catch the cat with the Scorching Dragonfire after. Gonna get another red source here, probably. I'm gonna build Simic Mutate after this. We had an Esper deck queued up, but Teferi got banned. Okay, we might just opt to go Shatter here with the Pridemate. See how they attack in here. It'll be interesting because this is basically like it's potentially unlocking Mutate. Adventure's still good. There's still the mono green Stompy list. There's the mono black variants that are still there. It potentially opens up more traditional control style strategies. So this is an interesting turn. I think we... What do we have in the graveyard right now? Conqueror's Death doesn't really do much. Let's just Shatter here. They can make the Pridemate bigger. For Historic, they banned Wreck and Teferi, or they suspended, so... Historic's a little bit more wide open. I'm happy that Wreck's gone because it kind of just combo killed. Teferi was fine in that format. It did kind of stop some combos. You're probably going to see more Kethis coming in, like kind of the Breach style Mox Amber combos. Okay, well I got another Pridemate. Us drawing another Shatter here is good. The Aura deck is still pretty legit. I've really liked that one. I don't know if anyone saw the post I did. I was playing a mono white Aura Mirror yesterday, and I got to 745 life where my opponent was at 205. Yeah, I still like Historic. It's still my preferred format and probably revisit it. So I want to try to catch them with the cat here. Let's see if they get greedy. They've learned from their mistake. So I'm going to kill this in response so they don't get to draw cards. It also takes them off one less cat trigger right now. Unfortunately, the drain gets around this because it's each opponent as opposed to target, so it doesn't hit us. Would really like to draw like our Ugin, our Chandra. I think this cat's just going to get under us. I might just concede this match. Like, we're not going to be playing against this style of deck going forward. Baneslayer would also be good. Karn would be good. Karn shuts off both ovens. So what do we have in the graveyard? We have Solemn that could come back, as well as Bonecrusher. So let's get rid of you. Cycle you. So I'm cycling just in case we draw a land. Gonna have to block this Pridemate. This is why I play the Trinomes as well. Late in game, they're basically card draw effects. Ah, they drew their Luris. So we have access to one more Shatter. One more Shatter. Clarion doesn't do it for us because of... Oh. Thank you. Still pretty close to dead. They're smart here. They sack this. Because then you get 2 food tokens. And then you can bring back both these Cauldron Familiars. I'm probably going to stomp. Okay, they don't do it. So they want to keep up that. We're going to get Solemn back. Okay, so they have Veto and we're dead. With Vetoes and the cats, they just drain us out like that. Okay, so this matchup. So we want the Devout Decrees, Heliod's Intervention, and the Clarion. I still think we keep these in the side to search for them. We have more copies that way. Coming out. This version, Leyline doesn't actually do anything, so we can take it out. And I still think we want Bonecrusher. Probably just trim a Birth of Meletis. Go like that. We didn't draw really any of our... We drew all our removal that game, which was good to keep us alive, but we didn't draw any of our kind of interaction. Let's see, what's Arena saying? Okay, so scheduled maintenance is currently in progress. We'll provide updates as necessary. Sick. Sounds probably fine. We have 2 draws to kind of get us there. So this is a little annoying, but we have Karn. Gonna do this turn. It gets us our next land. I have Shatter anyways, and then Karn can shut off the Witch's Oven. And also get us Grafdigger's Cage. So we're just waiting for the official client ban to go in. Ronan Riz, thanks for the follow, as well as Tryon. This is interesting what they take. They take the Shatter. They should have taken the Karn. They should have taken the Karn. I can throw blockers in the way here. Can get a couple turns of that at least. So we get Cage here. Cage stops this from working. I think we let Karn die. He basically did what he needed to do in terms of getting the cage back. I guess it does let this stay on so they can sack their Cauldron Familiar. That's a good draw as well. So here I can go, I think we need to go, let's go Cage first. They know about the Clarion, so it'll be interesting if they bring the cat back. They do. We block here. We do need to find an answer to this. But if they don't have life gain, we can just kind of take some shots. This also draws a card. Next turn I could Solemn. Let's get another red source. Yeah, so this dies. Next turn I go Solemn again and Revitalize. We're getting close to Ugin. I could Ugin minus here. We would love to draw a card. I'm fine drawing Solemns into Solemns into Solemns. These are providing us some pretty steady card advantage, as well as keeping our life total pretty high. They're basically 4 mana, get a land. They're going to take Conquer's Death, so I'm going to hold on to this, because if I drew like a Planeswalker or something, that's actually pretty good for them. It does let them get a cat back. Do have one more turn of Solemn. Ugin for -3 would be great here. Oh, they can't actually play anything with that. Oh, we got the Dragonfire, nice. So Solemn again. Hey yo Vevo, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. Alright. Opponent can't get out from under the cage. I think we're okay. The question, do we want Rune Halo? I think they have enough diversity. And it's a life loss, it's not protection. They're not targeting us, so we don't get protection from that for the cat. I think I might want another Birth. The blockers were pretty good there. Karn was fine. Chandra's okay. I think we maybe cut a Elspeth Conquer's Death. Their curve's pretty low. So we're just keeping an eye on when the client gets updated. I think this hand's fine. Baneslayer is really good. If we can get this, we're basically ready to have 5 lands. These are removal. Okay, well, we had a Baneslayer. Wow. That's aggressive. So I'm going to shock in here. I don't want him to know we have the land. They can pop the L-Seed so we don't get the Bonecrusher. But that taxes them some mana. I think we let them make the decision here. I say you take Baneslayer. Like, I don't see how they're going to beat that. Which they do. I just want a body on the battlefield now. Heliod's Intervention's nice. Either gain us life. I'm probably going to hold this to cycle. Pridemate. Interesting. They sack their village rights. And we got a Shatter. Sorry. Midnight Reaper. That's fine. Now I kind of feel bad because we have Conquer's Death. Let's see if we get an untapped land. Ooh, Dragonfire is also nice. So I'm going to do this. It's more mana efficient right now. And then if I want to Shatter, I can get my Bonecrusher back. And this is the flexibility of like Bonecrusher in these lists. When we need to turn the corner, we can go pretty fast. So they've shown village rights, so I'm actually inclined to just do this now. while they're still tapped out. They don't get that effect. I'm going to hold the intervention right now. If we can clip multiples, then it'll be better. So I think here we offer the trade, and then Ugin could just make tokens. And that gives us our card advantage. The release ready software, Scorching Dragonfire here, second oven, and they're dead. Sick. So we've bet 2 decks that will be banned thus far. We'll run one more, and then I'm gonna throw together the Simic deck, the Mutate. I've actually liked this deck quite a bit. Just keeping an eye. When it'll be ready. We're not playing ladder right now just because obviously the meta is going to shake up a bit. Kill something. Solemn, potentially into Ugin, into play this for 2. Main deck Duress. Someone has hurt the opponent before. I think we want some action spells. We're pretty good for lands. These are effectively land drops. That's actually sweet. So I'm gonna Dragonfire this. This can get bigger. They can put Demonic Embrace on it. This looks like mono black devotion of some sort. So I'm playing out the lands they know about. Gonna get another red source with Solemn. Roddy too hottie. So I can go Conquer's Death on the Regisar next turn. Even if they Demonic Embrace, I'm still alive. So obviously save 7 life here. Love to draw a card. So in this matchup, the ley lines aren't as good. Okay, well that's a bit scary now. Second Reggie. So we're taking 9 here. I need land. Definitely need land. So the good thing is with the tax here, it's too much for them to play Demonic Embrace. They would need 5 mana, so they can't just kill me this turn. And then I can Clarion this. Actually, I can Chandra. They eat those. So nothing to get back. I'm going to play Chandra, gains us life. So kind of a first test of this Chandra. Just crafted it this morning. May have stabilized here. We have reoccurring damage. The concern is they have something that could give flying. Deal 2 here. They may be playing something like Rankle. You know what? I screwed that up. I shouldn't have... because I shuffled now. I needed to play Solemn then Scry. That was a mistake on my end. I'm going to hold up Bonecrusher this turn. I think that's more important. The Chandra's ultimate's not really going to do much for us. Okay, so they're mono black aggro. I think another Clarion's reasonable. And obviously Devout Decrees are good. Coming out in this matchup, the Sanctities really don't do much against them. It's just a 4 mana. Like, it stops Duress and Agonizing Remorse, but I think overall we're pretty good to not include that. I think we run it back. Sorry, my dog's leash is like broken, so my wife's sending me pictures of the various leashes. She tends to either chew her leash or just pulls very hard, so we've had leashes break, so I just don't want a runaway dog. So we're looking at those bungee ones that have a little give so it doesn't rip your shoulder off. It's actually funny how she's sleeping right now. I don't know if you can see, like, right behind. So I have to watch out with the chair and everything. Come on with schedule maintenance. Sounds fine. Do I want... No. We're gonna get our third land for Clarion. I do think I want, like, Devout Decree. This is interesting. We'll see what they name Ugin. Well, we got an Ugin the Spirit Dragon that's not doing much for us. Let's take our blocker here. So next turn, if they play like Rotting Regisar, they don't play anything. I think we take this as an opportunity to get this down and just pass the turn. Opponent's keep is a little weird. As an aggro deck, you'd think you'd want... Okay, so they have Black Lance. That's fine. We're going to wait. Here, we can just block, so it's not a concern. It does get swept up with Clarion. If they go Demonic Embrace, I can kill it in response. Okay, so they have Reggie. Yeah, it's no ladder. We're gonna get to the ladder as soon as the restart happens. I think we want to try to go for a Shatter here. Solemn's a nice draw too. Let's get a red source here. They could have Demonic Embrace. If so, we're in a bit of trouble here, but we weren't going to be interacting with the Reggie anyways. Okay, they discard Demonic Embrace. A little weird that you do that. I'm going to take this opportunity just to trade. Obviously, if we were able to cast our Ugin, this was named with this named Ugin. They have spawn. Okay, so I can cast Ugin. I can cast Ugin, down tick on this, the spawn they put it on. I want them to put it on Rotting Regisaur. So they attack with that. Okay, they're being cautious. So they have removal. Ooh, protection from demons. This actually came up as relevant. So let's hit him for 5 here. Oh, first strike. So we'll Conquer's Death on Rotting Regisaur. I have the Stomp if needed for something small. Do I even care about this, or just get Birth going? No, I think I want the Stomp ready. Worst case, I just Stomp the face. Try to race them that way. Because like at a certain point in the game, I can just hold this back on the spawn. Okay, they got a second Reggie. Go face here. We the aggro deck now. Okay, they just go grasp here, so I'm actually going to hold it back this turn. Get rid of Reggie. Makes more sense just to have a blocker here. They could trample over if they go Demonic Embrace. We'll see if they mistakenly attack. Yeah. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm gonna reset the client, see if the effects went in for the change.